I see a huge wave coming, and everything is telling you to just paddle over and forget about it. Now there's this huge risk and all these consequences, and suddenly your brain just goes like, going anyway. Let's see what happens. I mean, I grew up in Kauai, so we have some pretty heavy waves over there. And then I grew up with a bunch of savage guys like Andy and Bruce Irons. I was always trying to like impress them, and like I wanted their respect. And if you were a charger, you got a lot of respect.
My first memory of Keala, I was at my local break and we were surfing in a contest, and I get this little grom that's tugging on my shorts, and she's looking up at me and she's like, "I'm gonna beat you." That's the first thing she says to me is, "I'm gonna beat you."
When I started doing big wave surfing, like there was no money. The first big wave contest they let women compete was in Nelscott Reef in Oregon. And it was kind of like, hey, we'll run a women's heat if you pay your way here, and there's no prize money at all. Like I went into a lot of debt pioneering big wave surfing as a career path for women. It started with like me, and then like Maya started, and then the Maui girls were then doing their thing, you know, Paige and Andrea, and then Bianca.
I wouldn't be here where I'm at in my career and in my life if it wasn't for Keala. As Keala kind of transitioned into focusing more on big waves, at the time it was, no one else was doing it.
When I first started doing that, I was not welcome at all. Some guys that were just like, you don't belong out here, like go in. I think that just going out there and performing, that was better than a verbal voice in the beginning. And I really started pushing it when guys started towing and it chokes. I borrowed, I think it was a local Tahitian guy, borrowed his tow board, and he whipped me into a couple just extremely crazy barrels out there. And it was just like probably the biggest rush of my life. When you're on a wave like that, that high, it's a slow come down, and then it gets to a point where I think when the adrenaline wears off, when that high wears off, you kind of fall into this, like you need another hit, you know? You need another hit. It's really mental, and it's really hard on your body. Like when you take a wipeout big wave surfing, like you get rocked. I think it's something in the DNA. I know in me there's definitely like, there's a crazy switch. Red Bull Magnitude an event just for women, and focus was 100% on women, and you know, there was really good prize money for the first time. That got the attention of other women that were probably, you know, surfing pretty big sunset, but maybe not pushing themselves to that next level. And then it was like, oh, look at this event, it's all women, and like, maybe I could enter this. This is motivating me to push myself to that next level this winter. I think that the women are absolutely charging. I think every year that they run the Magnitude and women are given these resources that they never had a couple years ago. Yeah, the level just keeps blowing up. Because there's incentive now. And also the cameras are finally on the women. The cameras have been there, but they haven't always been shooting the women. You're seeing all kinds of stuff that a few years ago they just wouldn't exist.
When I won the Magnitude in its first year, I was surfing through so much pain.
I've had just so many injuries. I had that really gnarly face injury at Chopes. I pretty much destroyed half of my face. I tore my labrum in my hip. In the eddy, I split my chin open. I feel like the universe is telling me like I need to like either take a break or just like stop. I've been surfing since I was in diapers and competing since I was 10 years old. And yeah, it's like my identity is so tied to it, it's hard to separate myself from it.
I think it's really good for the youth to be able to see how far we've come.
Now that I'm seeing a lot of these younger girls starting to push the limits and surfing better and charging harder, now I feel like I can probably take a step back.
If there was any word to describe Keala, it would be courageous. She jumps in with 2 feet. She doesn't just kind of lightly tread into anything.
As a woman in sport and pushing the boundaries in a turbulent time in surfing, as an advocate for women in sport, just as someone who truly is passionate about surfing, like no one else has done it like her.
And she really paved for us to be where we're at today.